Hey everyone, J-Rob Place here, and here's another video today for the Destiny Rising experience that I've had. This one I'm kind of touching on the subject of, is Destiny Rising actually worth playing for a D2 player? And is it going to cannibalize, for example, take players from Destiny 2? Can't really say that 100% just yet from what I've seen. I get a lot of D1 feel from Destiny Rising, which is a good thing because D1 is obviously nostalgic for a lot of people, and it's fondly remembered by a lot of people. So that's something that it has going for itself. It's not a D2 alternative. It's kind of like playing D1 with better graphics, sort of, and like alongside of Destiny 2. So for me personally, it slots in a place where it's a game that I can play and that I'll see myself playing during the downtimes of Destiny 2. And there's going to be a lot of that coming up with the kind of stretched out Ash and Iron cadence, the way that they're doing the seasonal updates now, where you have just 2 real seasonal updates in 6-month spans with 3 months mid-season updates that are not necessarily a bunch of new content. There's like an extra activity, and maybe there might be like an extra destination. We're not sure. It could just be, they say it's a destination in the Plague Lands, but it could just be we're just, launching into this activity that happens in the Plague Lands, and it's just while you're in the activity, kind of like the Nether had the Dreadnought. We weren't actually freely roaming the Dreadnought per se. It was part of the Nether activity. So it may be like that. We may be in Plague Lands during the activity only and not like actually going to that place, but it still was good content. Dreadnought had a lot of content, so if it's anything like the Dreadnought in the Nether, that's perfectly great for me. But in this case, we're going to be going through the Surrounded mission, and this is going to be the second mission that you experience when you're playing through the game. It's pretty cool. It's actually got really good looking cinematics, and the cinematics stand out. They're not too cheesy. They're not as bad as like a World of Warcraft cinematic. They're not exactly world ending, and they're not on the level of a Destiny 2 cinematic. So they're kind of, again, right in the middle. It's kind of like a D1 in-game cinematic if they had them back then, if the game could handle that back then. Still not as good as some of the D1 actual cinematics. And of course, since it's an international game, it's not going to have perfect voice acting to mouth and stuff like that. And some of the actions of the characters are a little bit wild and like kind of zany, but the game doesn't take itself too seriously, it seems, which is good. So pretty cool. As I'm coming through here, I've dialed in my settings a little bit. I was having to go into 2 different places to mess with sensitivity to get my mouse sensitivity close to what I'm used to playing in D2. Because in D2 I've got it really dialed in, and I play on a lower sensitivity with like a mobile mouse, and so that's where I have my controls set up right now. Is I have like my abilities keyed similar to my abilities that I would do in D2, the same buttons for the same type of abilities. I'm going to try to 1-for-1 keep them the same. Reloading, melee, super, all those things are going to be roughly the same, and you'll see that there at the bottom where I've got like QV and 6 mapped out. And it's actually got pretty good tracking for a mobile game being emulated on a PC, especially with the abilities. What happens is when you're in the general area of an enemy and you activate your ability, and it's an ability that has a kind of a lock-on potential, it will actually do that. It'll kind of aim assist you into the enemies, even if the enemies are being a little squirrely, and it'll still lock you in pretty good. The only thing that kind of is not perfect is the V ability that's like a tracking punch. Actually, I take that. That's my Q ability. It's like a tracking attack, a tracking sword slash, and you can chain it from enemy to enemy, and sometimes it'll just like whiff. So that's like the only downside to that ability. And if it whiffs, you gotta wait for it to reload. If you kill an enemy, every time you kill an enemy, it'll refresh.
Whoa, whoa. We're not here to control you. We're here to help.
Stay with Mu Ying and get to safety.
Foolish child. We're fine, Wolf. It's Oyela who needs help. There's a town hall past those gates. Lots of us are trapped there. Go.
It's got cool little tutorials too. The tutorials are one of the things that is done right, and I'm going to cover that in a separate video, just kind of how the Guardian tutorials are done really well, and the explanations are done really well. And even though it's a mobile game, Destiny 2 developers could learn from these developers on how to really showcase abilities, and they allow you to kind of do it mid-game, and they'll slow the game down using bullet time. So that way you can kind of react to the ability as the gameplay is going, which is nice. It doesn't really pull you too far out of the game.
It's gonna blow. Watch out, Wolf. The Fallen are like scourging pests, gnawing away at once thriving cities one after another.
I'll make sure.
As you can see, as I'm kind of whipping around from side to side looking for enemies, the responsiveness is pretty good. Like, it's not sluggish at all. It feels really good. You kind of forget that you're playing a mobile game once you get into it.
Such finesse.
The jumps are a little bit floaty, like you see her jumping there. That's how it is in the game. And when you're killing your momentum, like say you think you're going to over jump or overshoot a platform, you have to be careful, because in Destiny 2 you'll hold back and it'll slow your momentum, but you'll still be going forward. Here you can actually like arrest your momentum almost entirely. So wherever you hold back, you have to make sure that you're over a surface that you want to land on, because you're almost going to go straight down. So that's one thing I had to get used to when it comes to jumping. And you'll see that more in the tutorial whenever we're learning the jump tutorial, doing the character tutorials.
Hang in there. We must hold position.
This is a good example of the chaining of abilities, where if you do the chaining just right, there's an achievement for it, but also you'll be rewarded by having the ability again and again. It'll save you having to use your guns and reload. You can just burn through a bunch of smaller enemies in hordes, and as you fill up your little bar above the enemies, it's kind of like a transcendence bar in Destiny 2, where you would be able to pop transcendence, but in this case, instead of popping transcendence, that ability that you use while the bar is full is heightened in some way. So it'll do additional damage, additional stun, it'll have an additional ability that comes with it. Heals may do additional heals, or give you an overshield or something like that. It's going to augment the abilities that you use when you fill that bar.
To think there still exist light bearers who aren't completely useless.
Is the battle over already?
We recaptured the town hall, but those wretched Fallen still have East Street under their control. My men are barely holding on. Guess I'll have to go it alone.
You still got me. It's my duty to fight too.
Hopefully your gun is more persuasive than your sense of duty. Follow me.
One of the interesting things about this game too is the spikiness of the damage of enemies. So this is a boss enemy, and it seems like from the gameplay that I've watched, as well as my personal experience with the boss enemies, you have to always treat them as a threat, regardless of your strength against them, because they can spike your health down really quickly. And this health is very similar to Destiny and Halo health, where you have your shields and then you have your health below your shields. And as long as you hide and take cover for long, it'll actually start to recover your shield once you've been undamaged long enough. But the enemies in this game tend to pick at you pretty well. They'll actually begin to flank you, and they'll try to prevent you from recovering your health. They're not as bad as like a mythic enemy on Kepler, for example, if you play Destiny 2, where the mythic enemies are just relentless and they'll just mow you down in 2 or 3 shots. But they are annoying enough that if you let them, they will come and surround you, and they'll make it to where you can't heal. And so you'll have to use your abilities then to either find a way to heal yourself, to protect yourself with a shield, stun your enemies, to make sure that you have that break to stay alive. And then, of course, when you're in your super, not all supers are going to be like this possibly, but the ones that I've experienced, you're tankier in your super, so you're going to be harder to kill in that scenario. So that was me popping my super there that you'll see at the end, in order to not only survive, but to finish the fight.
The Iron Lords won't let this happen again. I swear it.
We need light bearers on the ground with us.
not empty promises again and again.
I'm here now, and I'm not leaving you until this is settled.
Huh. When your Lord Radagast promised his aid, we were expecting more than a single light bearer.
We can't guess at the Iron Lord's intentions. Wolf's here, and that's a start. Let's talk more about this someplace warmer.
And from here, you'll see that the game does a pretty good job of jumping you through cutscenes, and it also does a decent job early on of just like teleporting you places and like getting you places without seeming like you're lost. That's one of the major complaints when we're talking about like D2 onboarding compared to now Destiny Rising onboarding. So far, if I'd never played a Destiny game, I wouldn't feel too lost because it kind of puts you in front of where you need to be. You really can't get lost early on so far from what I've seen, as long as you're following the guidelines that it gives you. It's got a little blue line on the ground that you can follow. And as you can see, this is an example of some of the ridiculous and over-the-top expressions and voice acting.
I apologize for her attitude. She's young and has a quick temper, but she didn't mean what she said.
Didn't I?
Let's hear the Lord's orders first.
Lord Radagast sent me to help restore Jiangxi Metro's global communications hub.
Actually, we've been trying to do that ourselves, but this terrible weather has made it nearly impossible. All we can do is sit by and watch as the Fallen plunder our remnants of the Golden Age. Not at first, but we haven't seen a clear day ever since the Fallen started attacking. And strangely enough, the storms seem to be coming with each Fallen attack. The lightning strikes our soldiers as if aiming at them. I'm starting to suspect the Fallen have found a way to control the weather.
Is that even possible?
I wouldn't rule it out. I've seen evidence of such technology existing during the Golden Age. We found the center of the storm nearby, and the closer you get, the stronger it gets. Likely our best bet at finding clues. And as luck would have it, Ayala found this on a Fallen engineer the last time she scouted the area.
It's some sort of data chip?
It appears to be schematics for some large machine, but most of the information is written in a Lixni script. Deciphering it will take some time.
Leave it to me. I know just who to take this to.
Are you sure? The Lixni language is extremely complex. Their speech organs are completely different from our vocal cords, to say nothing of distinguishing frequencies in vocal tremors. To my knowledge, no human has been able to master it.
Don't worry. She has some natural advantages.
And as you can see, whenever you get out of the dialogue, it really gives you a good indicator of where you need to click on, what you're going to be going to. It's going to take you to the fast travel location you need to be, whereas D2 would just pop you up a new quest and say, go to this person. This game will actually like highlight the person and say, this is exactly the person you talk to, and you really can't get too lost as long as you're looking at the indicators.
I am glad to see you alive. Radagast favored. I have decoded the data chip. You may
And mind you, this is just like the second mission, and now we're talking about going into a strike from here. This is what you're going to see with the
What
Fulminator.
did you find out?
Fulminator, machine you seek, unleashes storm.
Any way to turn it off?
Fulminator complex, even for the favored one. Managed by Slicer, Vanok, the Upright. Many challenged Vanok result in specimen attack with the fire team, avoid same end. Many of your kind lounging in bad old time, seeking adventures. Visit maybe favored one, find ally.
There it is. So that's pretty much the mission and the setup. Let me know what you think in the comments, and from there I'd be able to answer any questions you may have if you were interested as well. I'll also have my friend code in the link, and if you need to use the friend code, I have a video that shows you how to use it if you're not exactly sure on where to put that in, so that you get the bonus rewards, and you get different tiers of bonus rewards, and that's going to also help you get the tokens that we use for more draws for more characters. So again, thanks very much for watching to the end, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.